so nice to see you here this morning, and I know that you're glad you're here, but would you turn to somebody else and say, I'm glad you're here? Okay, now that we got that over with, now it's time to find out what's going on in our church and in our community right here in Menifee. And there's only one person in the world who knows everything that's going on. And he's not here this morning, so we'll have to put up with our core council president, Mr. Dave Vineyard.
I'm offended. Good morning, everybody. How are we today? Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Valley. We are a new thought community based on the principles and teachings of Ernest Holmes and the basic principles of law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. No matter where you are in your spiritual path, you're welcome here. We're glad you're here, and we're happy that you're choosing to be here this morning. So the December theme was shedding our skin and revealing our light within. So December invites us into stillness and illumination. Unlike the snake that sheds all at once, our shedding is gradual, coming off in pieces throughout the seasons of our lives. Yet each fragment released reveals more of the light that has always been within us. So this month we are honoring the sacred process of release, rest, and renewal. We welcome the slow return of the sun, and we celebrate the growing awareness of our own inner brilliance as we consciously shed what no longer serves us. We step into clarity, warmth, and the divine illumination that guides us on our path forward. Do we know what time it is?
Absolutely.
All right. I recognize all the faces, so you all know what's about to happen. I don't need to explain it. So are we ready to release the layers that no longer serve us?
Absolutely.
Do we trust the quiet, sacred work of transformation happening within us?
Absolutely.
Is our inner light growing brighter as we shed the old stories and step into truth?
Absolutely.
Do we welcome this season of release, rest, and renewal with open hearts, open minds, and open arms?
Absolutely.
Then December is our season of release and revelation, piece by piece, breath by breath, shedding what was, embracing what is, and shining the light that has always lived within us. And when we are asked if we are ready for it, we say together and with passion,
absolutely.
And so it is. All right, on to the announcements. Please silence your cell phones, as you know cell phones are contagious. Next week, we have a very special solstice service that will be led by none other than me. Oh, the gasp from the crowd. It is I. They're laughing. Yeah. No, that's okay. That's the point. Yeah. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be celebrating the light within. And we have a very, very awesome service planned. So please make sure you're here for that. It's going to be very cool. Celebrating the solstice. And it happens to fall on that day. Everything is just, the stars have aligned. So I had to make sure that I was a part of that. Community events, inside your list, find a list of community events happening at the center. Feel free to take the insert with you, but please leave the outer pamphlet in that basket over there by the table. Now, this last Friday, there was an event here. The Live Jam Christmas Spectacular Jazz Fest. And I warned you all that if you did not show up, you were going to miss me winning the competition, just taking the crown, and
That did not happen.
that's right. So, there was a competition. It was a very tight competition in the male category between me and one other gentleman. I lost. Second place. But there's a twist. After I was outvoted and the guy won, he came up to me afterwards, gave me the winner's certificate, and said, "You deserve this because I cheated." True story. The rumor is that he was going around ahead of time giving everybody lottery tickets to vote for him. That is what the rumor was, and I can attest that he did indeed give me a lottery ticket. So, by proxy and by forfeit, I won the men's category. Yes, I'll get to that. So, in other news, the women's category, it was an overwhelmingly winning vote. There was no chance of anybody else even win, and so she has regaled us with the winning outfit today. So please give the women's winner a round of applause. And I did wear mine as well, as you can see. You will have to see it afterwards because there is quite a bit to it. It's real easy. This is my too hot for ugly sweater. It's way too hot. It's like 80-something degrees. But the back of it states clearly. Yeah, you'll have to see afterwards. But across the top it says champion because D.
I thought it said cheater.
I was the one that cheated. Ugly sweater. Yeah. I will say though, the guy who fraudulently won had lights on the back and he had lottery tickets all attached to him, and it was quite the masterpiece. But again, fraudulent winner. Yes, the true winners. You know, now to be fair, she overwhelmingly won the women's category. Nobody even held a candle to her. The legitimate winner, yes. I was the forfeited winner, I guess. Murray will never let me live this down. So, but you missed out on a good party. There was jazz, there was food, the lasagna was amazing. I was astonished when we got the plate of lasagna because I didn't think that one person could eat so much lasagna that they gave. The pieces of lasagna were like this big, and the plate was sagging, and yeah, but it was delicious. And there's going to be another one coming in January. Another couple. They're coming back to their normal schedule in January, which is the second and fourth Friday of every month. So I saw some of you there, but I didn't see others of you there. So next month we'll handle it, right? I could have used those extra votes. Those extra votes probably could have put me over the top and made me the legitimate winner from the beginning. And then Murray would have nothing to hold over my head. All right, so that was very fun. Stick around after service. We have coffee. And I think there's some treats back there, but there's not a lot. So let me get there first. Wife?
They have asked us from the Jazz House that the Twisted Trees project will be back playing one of those nights with some brand new music.
All right.
So that's something to look forward to.
Twisted Trees is White Feather's musical project with the guitarist and White Feather, and they are amazing. So yeah, we will let you know which one that is because that's going to be awesome as well. Cool. If you have a prayer request for this week, please place it in the prayer box located underneath the portrait of Ernest Holmes. You all have prayer requests in your little ding thing. You can put it right over there in that box, or you can see one of our spiritual leaders here at the place. We have Eloise, our practitioner. We have Bill, who's just Bill, and he's awesome. We have White Feather, and we also have our guest speaker today, which is Reverend Linda. They are all available for prayer after service. Just go up and lasso one of them, and we can have a room if you need it. For more information, you can visit our website at CSLMV.org. I feel like I'm up here for so long. I need to give you a chair. All right. So before I intro Eloise, please repeat after me. Open minds.
Open minds.
Open hearts.
Open hearts.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Open at the top.
Open at the top.
Congratulations to the ugly sweater winners. Have a great week, everybody. Absolutely. Absolutely.
chant this morning is Gate, Gate. Peace, peace. Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. And on this beautiful morning, where we all have peace in our hearts, it's the season of peace. Peace on earth, goodwill towards men. And let us all know that everyone is God. Approach everybody with that knowledge. Speak to everybody with that awareness. Speak to yourself with that awareness that God is within. God is everywhere. God is everything. And so are we. We are that divine spirit. And when we know it, we act like it. And when we know it, we bring that God's self to everything we do. All our creative energy comes from that spirit. All our decorating for Christmas comes from that divine energy. Everything we do is that spirit. When we get brilliant ideas, that's where it comes from. And when we know, truly know, that God dwells within, we can see that light in everyone. It is my divine pleasure and my gratitude to release my word into the law of mind, knowing every one of us has God within. And together we say, and so it is.
Now it's time for our reading from the Science of Mind. And this morning I'm going to be reading from a book, The Essentials of Ernest Holmes. And this is the writings by the author of The Science of Mind, our textbook. And I wanted to remind you that Ernest Holmes tells us that we are a teaching church, a preaching church. We don't have the pastors that are preaching to us every day. What we have are practitioners that speak to us and teach us. Well, Louise, even I have some dusty old credentials as a practitioner. And of course, our speaker today has over 20 years of experience and credentials. But I wanted you to realize this too. Each and every one of us is a practitioner of the science of mind. And in this writing this morning, Ernest Holmes was asked how we should practice and deliver a treatment, a prayer, a meditation, all combined in one. And Ernest Holmes answered that, and he said, daily meditate on the perfect life. A good practice is to sit and realize that you are the center of divine attraction, and that all things are coming to you, that the power within is going out and drawing back all that you will ever need. Don't argue about it, just do it. And when you have finished, leave it all to the law, knowing that it will be done. Declare that all life, all love, and power are now in your life. Declare that you are now in the midst of plenty. Stick to it, even though you may not yet see the results. It will work. And those who believe the most always get the most. Think of the law as your friend, the law of cause and effect. Always be looking out for your own interest. Trust completely in it, and it will bring all good to you. And so it is.
And
So it is.
Well, now to prove that we are a teaching church, I would like to introduce our guest speaker this morning, who's one of the best teachers I know, and it's our good friend with 20 years of experience. Oh my goodness.
I graduated
Linda,
in 2006 from the district.
Reverend. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. So good to be here. And our weekly topic, and everybody here, is it Lorna? Yes. Our weekly topic is from crusty to subtle. And I told you before that CSL comes up with these talks. And this one wasn't so hard for me to write. Some of them they challenged me, but this one was okay. So today we're exploring a simple but deeply spiritual idea, moving from what is dry and brittle in our lives to what is soft, subtle, and spiritually nourished. Just as our skin needs moisture and care, and we put lotion on our body and we're more subtle, then our inner life also needs tending to. We all experience seasons where we feel emotionally, mentally, or spiritually dehydrated. And the good news is we can moisturize our lives from the inside out. So I'm going to tell a story of the lemon tree, and this was years ago, way back in 2004 when Menifee had a little bit of snow. And I had a neighbor that had a lemon tree in her backyard. And with the heavy snow, her plants began to not look so well. And it really hit this tree. And the tree just looked utterly lifeless. It was a lemon tree, and the branches were brittle, the bark was dull, nothing was green, no blossoms, no hope. But all of her other plants were coming back. And everybody advised her to cut it down. But she said, I don't think it's done. I think there's still life underneath. So she kept watering it, and she trimmed the dry branches, she fed the soil around it, and she waited. And for months, nothing. Until one day, she saw a single green bud on one branch. Just one, but that was enough. Soon there were leaves. Then, one day at the end of summer, there was a lemon. And she said, I knew it wasn't dying, it was evolving. The old had to fall away so that the new could grow. And I will always remember what she said to me at that time, because I was in ministerial school at the time, and my life was kind of a mess a little bit. And you know, I'm human too. Just because I'm a minister doesn't mean that my life is perfect. And she said, you know, sometimes we mislabel things and it's a failure, or we call it a decline, or we call it dryness. But she said, you know what? It was actually preparing for renewal. And that's what we sometimes need to do in our lives. We need to prepare for renewal. So dryness is not failure. Brittleness doesn't mean that we're broken. It means that a cycle is shifting and something is new and is gathering strength beneath the surface, just like this lemon tree did. Ernest Holmes said, evolution is part of the divine. There is a spiritual impulse behind everything that urges us forward into more expression, more creativity, and more possibility. Life is always trying to express more of itself through us. What Ernest Holmes is saying is that the universe is wired for growth, and the creative urge that you feel inside is actually God working through you. And life is always trying to expand, and we participate in that expansion by allowing ourselves to grow, to create, and to become more. Just as humans went from walking to riding horses to inventing automobiles and airplanes, our inner world also expands. We're always nudged to become more of who we truly are. Our soul is always asking us to grow into more wisdom, more depth, more love, more maturity, more authenticity. And it doesn't matter where you are in life or how old you are. You should always be working on yourself, always trying to learn and improve yourself. But remember to appreciate also how far you've gone. The divine essence within everything is inherently dynamic and growing. Spirit isn't static. It's always unfolding and evolving. The question is, are we listening? We are never alone. Spirit is always nudging us, guiding us, whispering us toward more love, more wisdom, more authenticity. And your job is to listen. If you listen to Spirit within you, you can hear the guidance. It might say, not now, or maybe stop, wait, or go. Life moves in cycles. Just like plants grow, rest, shed, and bloom again, our inner lives do the same. Some days we feel vibrant, some days we feel fragile, some days we blossom, and some days we simply breathe. Dryness is not punishment. It's an invitation to pause and notice what needs care. We wither when we ignore our need for rest, connection, creativity, or spiritual grounding. But withering has a purpose. It calls us gently back to nourishment. Ernest Holmes said, life is a mirror and reflects back to you that which you give it. What he is saying is the way you think, feel, and behave shapes the experiences you attract. Life reflects your inner world back to you the way a mirror shows in your face. If we feel depleted, our soul is asking us to replenish it. So this week I've had a lot to do, and I've had a lot of parties, and I was trying to play golf and go to yoga and hit every party that people have invited me to or that I'm obligated to do. And I had a parade to go to because my granddaughter was in actually 2 parades. And I just started feeling stressed and overwhelmed. And when you start feeling like that, a lot of time you let go of your spiritual practices. And then I thought, the last time I felt like that was in February, and I said, oh, I need a break. And what happened? I broke my leg. Spirit listened to me. And so I thought about that. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not breaking another leg. So I said, I need to sit down and maybe meditate for a little while and see what Spirit wants me to do, because we're going to have no broken bones in this body anymore. And so I did that, and I sat and meditated. And Spirit said, okay, you're going to have to let go of a few things. So, I'm also helping my granddaughters with some crafts and stuff. You have your granddaughters come Friday, and all of the people that invited you to go to things on Fridays, you're going to have to say no. And I had 2 parties on Saturday. Spirit said, you're going to have to let go of one party and just go to the parade. And I just felt this overwhelming sense of relief because I'm letting go of stuff, because you can't possibly do everything. Aristotle said, the universe abhors a vacuum. That means when you remove something from your life, something else will eventually take its place. For example, if you leave a job or a relationship, or you drop a habit or let go of something old, new things will come in. And so I see this too a lot of times when I let go of stuff, and then I let something else in, and then you have to say, no, you already let go of something, so keep that time free. Or like when I'm cleaning my house and I'm getting rid of stuff, and I've got this nice empty space, something else shows up to put in that space. So that quote comes from physics, but people often use it as a more symbolic or spiritual meaning. When you clear something out of your life, something new will eventually take its place. But you want good to come into that place. You want Spirit to come into that place. You want replenishment to come into that space. Ernest Holmes adds, prepare your mind to receive the best. So when we clear away the brittle parts, the old beliefs, the spent fears, the worn out habits, we make room for renewal. But the inner work must come first. So inside each and every one of us is a hidden inner world. We've got memories, we've got wounds, strengths, wisdoms. But when we don't look within, those unseen parts within us that we're not even thinking about run the show. When we gently and honestly explore our lives, sit down, meditate, do our spiritual practices, we discover what needs healing and what is ready to grow. Our spiritual practices really, truly help us with that, and I talk about them all the time because I can't emphasize enough how much meditation and journaling and prayer has helped me and has helped anybody who participates in those practices. They help us see what is crackly and what is ready to grow, and the real growth starts within, long before it blossoms in our outer life. Ernest Holmes wrote, the subjective mind is creative, the servant of the objective mind. And what he is saying is that our conscious thoughts and beliefs instruct the subconscious, then the subconscious carries out those instructions, often shaping our emotions, habits, and experiences. So that's why spiritual practice matters. What we plant inside eventually blooms outside. We can use our spiritual practices to look at where we're crackly and need renewal, need some shedding, need some spiritual nourishment. So I thought it was important that we did a quick little meditation to release some of the crackly. So I'd like you to Relax and take a long, slow, deep breath in and exhale it out. And get into that position where you're in a meditative state. Allow your shoulders to drop and clench your jaw. Soften your brow. Feel the weight of your body being held by the chair. And there is nothing else you need to do right now. Nothing you need to fix. Just be here. Bring your awareness inward. Notice any place in your life that feels dry, brittle, or tight. A thought pattern, an emotional habit, a relationship, a situation, a place in your body. There is no need to judge it or analyze it. Simply notice it with kindness, as you would notice dry soil in need of water. Imagine a warm, golden light beginning to surround you, soft and radiant, like early morning sun after a long winter. The light is gentle, patient, and nourishing. With each breath, let it draw closer. Let it wrap around your body. Let it sink beneath the surface. See this light slowly moisturizing the dry places, soothing what has been strained, relaxing what has been held too tightly for too long. Let it loosen the old layer that is ready to fall away. Beliefs that no longer serve you. Roles you've outgrown. Ways of being that once protected you, but are no longer needed. Things or situations you no longer need in your life. You don't have to force anything. Just allow. Let what is ready to release. Release in its own time. Gently turn your attention inward a little bit more at the center of your being. Imagine a small green bud, tiny, tender, alive. It doesn't need to rush. It doesn't need to prove anything. It simply exists, full of quiet potential. This bud represents your next becoming, the part of you that is emerging naturally, without struggle, without effort. Notice how it responds to the warmth and light. Notice how it knows exactly how to grow. Silently affirm to yourself, I am shedding what is old. I am softening into what is new. I am nourished. I'm evolving. Feel those words settle into your body like water soaking into the earth. Take one more slow, deep breath in and a gentle breath out. And begin to return your awareness to this room, to your physical body. And wiggle your fingers and toes. Notice the space around you. When you're ready, open your eyes and carry this softness, this quiet renewal with you for the rest of the day. So you notice a difference in your body when you sit and relax and stay calm. And I know that was only a few-minute meditation, and I meditate for a lot longer than that in the mornings. I have a whole practice I do every morning. And I start out with a daily affirmation, and the affirmation we could use relating to this is, as the old skin falls away, I embrace my soft, supple, renewed self. So maybe repeat that after me. As the old skin falls away,
As the old skin falls away,
I embrace my soft, supple, renewed self.
I embrace my soft, supple, renewed self.
And, you know, if you're stressed or you need to release something, you can do a spiritual mind treatment or even a quick 1-minute prayer like, God is all there is. I am one with God. I release what is dry. I receive what is nourishing, and I am evolving. I am thankful, and so it is.
So it is.
That's not the end of the time. So like, so every time I get into my car, I also do a quick prayer. I say, I'm a good driver. Everybody around me is a good driver. I safely get to and from my destination as everybody on the road around me. And I picture like, I don't know, there are these gold and silver spikes around my car so that I can't hit anybody and nobody can hit me, so I feel safe in my car all the time. So you have to keep your spiritual practices with you every day throughout the day. Or sometimes at the day's end, you can say, what small sign of growth appeared to me today? How did I grow today? Did I do something? Or what do I see in my life that is growing? And then Barbara back there, because you have to give back, she always tells me, I wake up every day and say, God, what can I do for you? Because you have to do for God too. God does for you and you have to do for God. Or you can think of something you need to release and you can write it down on a piece of paper and pray over it and then tear it up and throw it away and say, this is done, something new is growing in me. Or you can say, Spirit, what would nourish me right now? What does my body need right now? What does my soul need right now? What does my life need right now? Like when I sat down and meditated, I'm like, I need a little bit of time and I'm stressed. God, what do I need right now? I need to let something go. Or just sit and maybe listen to God for a minute or two. Remember, you're not drying out. You are shedding what is complete in your life. You're not cracking apart. You're cracking open. When you feel brittle, this week I want you to pause. I want you to take a conscious breath and remember the lemon tree. Remember what looks lifeless may be preparing to bloom. So bless your cracks. They are the places where spirit enters. Choose softness over reaction, moisture over rigidity, presence over push. Watch for that green bud, the little spark of hope, the idea, the shift, the desire. Honor it. The moment you honor your bud, you water the tree. You are evolving and you are being replenished. You are becoming more subtle, more alive, more true than ever. So may you move into this week, moisturized by spirit, nourished by love, and ready to bloom in ways you could not have imagined. And so it is.
And so it is.
So let's pray. Let's take a moment to turn within and know that I recognize this one life that restores, renews, and evolves all things. This life that moves through me now, softening every dry place and healing every brittle place. I affirm that anything that is old or cracked falls away easily and new growth rises in its place. I am open fully to spiritual nourishment, to divine guidance, and to inner renewal. My life is moisturized by love, sustained by wisdom, and expanded by spirit. And I give thanks for the newness unfolding in me right now. I release this word into the law, knowing it is already done. And together we say,
And so it is.
thank you.
And so it is. Didn't I tell you ushers I know, Reverend Linda Overton. You know, I get so excited when I hear some new things. And at my age, new things are quite a few. But this morning, the message really hit home. And now it's time for our offertory. So, if we could have an usher, and that's Gail. I think nobody else has anything to say, do they? Oh, hello there. Hello.
Would you repeat after me? I am supple.
I am supple.
I am wealthy.
I am wealthy.
I am prosperous.
I am prosperous.
I give and receive abundantly.
I give and I receive abundantly.
And now we have our usher Gail, who will be coming around to take your gifts, your tithes, your donations to the center. And we have Dave in the back at the sound booth, ready to take your debit cards, your credit cards, all your money with gratitude. And now we'll be singing, I am so blessed, because we are so blessed. And Brian will sing it with us, and for us, and to us.
Well, okay, let's go home. There's nothing else, and we don't have anything in the back, do we? This
I actually have one thing I want to say. No, this isn't the voice of God. You guys didn't know I had a microphone back here, did you? No, actually, one thing I forgot to mention in our announcements is that on January 4th, we are having our annual waffle bar potluck. So we will be making waffles for everybody. All we ask is that you bring sides, toppings, your favorite topping, if you like sardines on them, anchovies. No, you'd be surprised. But yeah, that's going to be January 4th. So make sure you come to that and bring some food. And don't forget quiche.
You didn't have enough time this morning, earlier?
No, I forgot.
Okay. Did everybody get that? Remind me later, I forget. Anyway, it's now time for coffee and goodies, hopefully, right?
And singing.
After we sing.
Oh, of course. Are you you're leading us this morning?
I know.
No, okay.